One of the openings that Ray likes to use. We have an ongoing correspondence game that started this way. We'll see where it goes. I want to play it a little differently than that other game. I'll give him more stuff to study. Okay, we're going into Moxie bind again. There'll be a difference. The difference will be coming up here in a couple of moves, a move I considered. Okay, let's see. Move order. I guess knight c2 here, otherwise he takes. Let's see. Yeah, I'm going to play knight c2 here. Okay, I want him to have practice in this. Bishop e2 was the other line, but I've used this type of setup before with white, where the bishop has been fianchettoed, but here it's going to go to e2. Now, one maneuver he has with colors reversed is to play knight d2 at some point. Or, no, sorry, knight d7. Let's see if he gets it down. Let's see, should I castle here? He should be playing knight d7. Yeah, I'll castle here. Yeah, so this is the other variation. Okay, so he's got to give you a diversity. So I had a game just recently with colors reversed from this position, so white would be a tempo up on that game, but black's plan is knight d7 and knight c5. Knight d7 tries to double the white c pawns up. So one of my ideas will be to swing the knight over to e3 and try to clamp down on d5. Okay, so bishop e6 doesn't challenge me much. Okay, there might be some problems on c4. Might. Okay, so for instance, bishop d2, knight e5, b3, knight takes e4, knight takes e4. I've got the rook in the corner covered. So I could also play knight e3 immediately. That might be for choice. Knight e3. Let's see, knight e3 is what I want to do, because I'm headed there anyway. That overprotects c4, giving up d4, but it's, let's see. I don't want to do it just yet. Let's see. Another idea he might have at some point is queen a5. So I'm figuring out theory here. Okay, 1 second. knight e3, knight d7, bishop d2, knight d4. So, being a tempo up, I'm wondering if I can play bishop e3. Although bishop, I don't know, bishop f4 certainly looks interesting. Let's see. I looked at this line briefly last night, but I don't remember anything of it. So, it's okay, you know, I don't have to have book memorized. I can still go forward as I see fit. Okay, so the question is, when do I want to play knight e3? Maybe the answer is to save it. Just to control d4. Bishop e3, knight d7. I don't know, I kind of like bishop d3, or bishop e3. But then the moment I play queen d2, you can throw knight g4 in. So I gotta figure out where I want to go here. I know that when with colors reversed, white plays knight d7, black drops bishop d7 to secure the queen's knight. So yeah, it's one of the things about being a tempo ahead. Bishop d2 takes my queen off d4. Another idea is b3. Knight takes e4, knight takes e4, bishop takes a1, knight takes a1. I'm 2 pieces up for the rook. So, and then that gives me a chance to answer knight d7. Okay, b3, knight d7. I can also play bishop b2. Well, that bishop now becomes, or that knight now becomes pinned. I've been in similar positions. I'm going to play b3 here. Okay. I just don't want to give up d4 just yet. Okay, I'm playing a time control of 60 minutes for the game. Okay, knight d7 did come, and now I play bishop b2. I had to guard my knight. And here I'm not yet surrendering d4, at least not yet. Although I do want to follow up with knight e3. Almost everything I have is protected. My bishop on b2 isn't. may follow through with queen d2 and rook a d1. Just relax about redeploying to my knight to e3. Just hold that off for a while. Okay, so f4 or f5. Not too worried about that. I could play bishop f3 here, but he might play knight e5. He does spend a tempo. Pawn takes, bishop takes, knight e3, then bishop back to e6. Yeah, I'm going to take. Gaining a tempo here. Okay, now I'm going to give up d4 with knight e3, but getting some time here. And after his bishop retreats, I can play bishop f3. That pins his knight on c6 against b7. Okay, so white has 2 pawn islands, black has 3. I'm expecting to play bishop e6, although he doesn't have to. Okay. But if he doesn't retreat it, I'm just going to pick up the bishop pair. And that gives white a little bit of a plus. Okay. He's up 1 minute and 10 seconds on the clock. He should play bishop e6. What's he looking at? Bishop e6. If I play bishop f3, if I play knight de5, well, that closes off the bishop's control of d4. Why can't I draw arrows? Can I draw arrows? Well, it won't let me draw arrows. Try focus mode. What's focus mode? We don't want focus mode. How do I get out of this? Okay. I know some people can make arrows. How do I do it? Okay, so bishop e6, knight e5. I have bishop d5. Bishop takes, knight takes. I think bishop f6 is warranted here. Okay, how do I draw arrows? Settings. Let's see, coordinates, animation type, move method, dark mode. Oh, here we go. Ta-da! Now I can draw arrows. Hey, look at that. Okay. Got it figured out. Okay, so if he plays knight from d to e5, let's see, I gotta get rid of those. How to get rid of those? Okay. Knight from d to e5, I play bishop d5. Attacking his bishop, he takes. I take back with this knight. And I have firm control of d5, and he can't drop his knight into d4. And I may be planning to go to d5 anyway with this knight. I don't necessarily want to go there with my bishop, although that is kind of a crummy piece. Well, we both need to get our queens and rooks into play. Okay, so let's see, where were we? Let me check these settings again. What else did I miss? Well, have I missed anything? I don't know what dark mode is. Move method, drag pieces, click squares, animation type, default. I'll just stay with default. Piece notation, text. So that will figure in. Okay, he did play knight there. Okay, so now I go threaten his bishop with bishop d5. And if he takes, I take back with the e knight. Okay, so if bishop takes, I take back this way. What else can he do? Can't decline. This bishop is pinned. He can play queen d7, but that's okay. His bishop remains pinned. I can just maybe develop my queen. Watch out for, just make sure nothing like this happens. Okay. So game seems about even, except black has an extra pawn island. But I've got to get my queen off the back rank, get my rook centralized. At some point I might consider an f4, but I have to concern myself with the weakening of e3. Here, let's see. Let's get rid of that. Takes. Say he puts his queen here. If I play f4, this knight's coming in here, and he's threatening stuff like bishop d4 check, knight e3. I have to do this with proper preparation. Okay, so he retreated. So I think the first thing I should do is get some protection for my bishop and avoid at the same time some tricks with his knight. So queen d2. Although queen e2 is playable. Let's see, where do I want to go? Queen c2 might run into knight d4 as with queen e2. Let's see, queen e2, knight d4, I gotta move my queen. It can get messy. For instance, queen d2 would be a blunder because knight from d4 to f3 check. So I'm gonna go to d2. Okay. Now if he wants to play e3, he can. I'll just play bishop e4, and he's got a weak d-pawn and a weak e-pawn, so not clear at the moment how he should continue. My f4, because I could have played it last turn. Okay, what if we traded off a couple of pawns? That's it. It's not clear how he activates his rooks here. I might go to the center files. I might even try to push for f4 and f5. I might. But before I do something like that, I'd like to make my rooks a little better. Okay, a6, that weakened b6. Is he preparing b5? Pawn takes, knight takes. I wouldn't say he's preparing b5 just yet. Rook d1, rook b8. Let's see, rook d1, rook b8. I'm going to play A4. That weakens B3. Okay, let's see. A4. Knight A5. Hits B3. I don't like the idea of playing A4 and weakening B3. So maybe we just let him get B5 in. Of course, I always go back to my F4 idea. F4 hits the knight. Can't go to G4. If he takes on D5, I can take on my pawn. He's got two knights loose. So he's not ready for B5 yet. After rook A-D1, rook B8, he is ready. So do I strike now? F4, knight D7, F5. Okay. F4, knight D7. He does get control of D4. He's saying, three-pawn island's tedious. You have a lock on D5. Yes, but, you know, you're trying to get counterplay on B5. F4, knight D7, bishop takes. Here's an idea. F4, knight D7, bishop takes, rook takes. Queen D5. What does that do? Stops him from playing B5, which he wasn't ready to do anyway. No, it's a tough position. I mean, I like the brute force idea of F4, F5. Of course, another thing is just let him push B5 and take on C4. So we can just delay things and develop something. Let's, an old rule. If you're not sure what to do, develop a piece. I'm going to stick with that. If he wants to play for B5, fine. Okay, time, I'm about a minute, 20 seconds up, give or take. Another idea he has is knight B4. Knight B4. I take on F6. That's an interesting idea. Knight B4. Could have done it last move, I guess. Bishop takes. Rook takes. Now his idea is to plant a knight down here. He didn't do it. Okay, so now I might be getting somewhere. Bishop takes. Rook takes. Knight D5 attacks his queen. He might take back with the knight. I like this idea. Knight, bishop takes. Okay, takes back with the knight. I still play knight D5. His queen's on loose. Queen D7. Now I take. He takes. A lot of trading going on here. Let's see. Well, the bishops are off. I'm just grinding them down as far as giving them the pawn islands. They can't go to D7 because they have a fork on B6. So let's see. Bishop takes, knight takes, knight D5. Let's put the other knight on D5 too. It's just getting up to D5 with tempo seems to make sense. Okay, you did take with the knight. Now the question is, which knight do I put on D5? I was looking at the C knight first, but let's keep the bishops on the board. Let's see. Knight here, queen D8. Here's an idea. Knight here, queen D8. No, I don't have it. Bishop takes, takes. I don't have queen D4 check. His knight's in the way. I'm trying to work my way into D6, so let's put this knight on D5. Let's get rid of the arrows. Knight to D5, queen back to D8. Now let's see, he's getting into D4 though. Knight ED5, queen D8, he's got control of D5, or D4. So knight D4, or knights here, let's do this knight. We'll trade off the bishops. Knight here, queen D8, bishop takes, king takes. Now he no longer has D4 open. Now what can I do with this knight on C3? He's going to just let him in here. course, another idea is knight cd5, queen d8, bishop takes, knight c2. Trying to get that knight into e6. Well, here's a better idea. Knight here, queen back, knight here. Let's do it this way. Knight here, queen back, bishop takes, king takes, knight here. Threatening three guys in there. That's the way to do it. So he has some defensive problems here. Okay, queen d8. Didn't have to play to d8, but he can go to b8. So, he says lots of knight forks. Yes, they're everywhere. They're on b6, they're on e6, they're on e7 maybe. Maybe. I think he has to play queen b8 here. Because queen d8, bishop takes. Yeah, it's a blunder. Bishop takes, knight f4. How does he guard e6? I don't know, maybe he does. Let's see. Bishop takes, knight here. Knight g5 runs into queen check. Yeah, I think he's in trouble here. Okay, he's got to take back with the king and knight f4. Okay, so knight f4. How do you guard e6? So how does he stop knight e6? Yeah, I think I have hammered down the win here. Knight g5, I just play queen d5 check. And let's see how he defends this. He can't cover e6. Let's see, knight d4, queen takes, check. e5. He's down a piece to start. Okay, found that. I guess I was wrong. Okay, now I have a queen check for what it's worth. I have queen d5 for what it's worth. I have knight e3 to d5 for what it's worth. Okay. Knight d5 threatens a new fork. Let's see. Knight d5. Knight ed5 threatens knight b6 check, or knight b6 forking queen and rook. If the rook moves, I can play knight b6 anyway, maybe. Threats everywhere, yeah. That's what I'm trying to do. Trying to create threats. I made a note. That was safe too, b8, my reference to my queen b8. Oh no, I walked into it after all. I thought I was the clever cat seeing the knife works, but ferocious knights. Threats everywhere. Okay, so queen f5. But I think I'm okay here. I think I can play knight c7, attacking the rook, followed by knight e6 check. Let's see, I want to play knight c7. Could also move his knight, but it doesn't matter. I'll still check here. Now I'm attacking the rook and e6. He says, yep, can't stop everything. Nice play, Meister. Well, thanks. He might be resigning here. Those bishops were covering a lot of squares until they were off the board. So, clock is ticking. I'm about a minute ahead. Okay, so now check on e6. King moves, take the rook. Yeah, there it is. Thanks for game. Do you have any comments here? I made one mistake, 0 blunders, 0 missed wins. Huh. Well, I make mistakes. So the computer says, chess.com computer says. Okay, thanks for playing.